Kimball has been a long-time randomizer player. He's even written his own little mapping program that reads the screen, has nothing to do with the ROM or the memory of the game, and it will help him track, where dungeons are, what shops have what in them for what prices, and just having all that knowledge, immediately available for you just about flawlessly can just help so much.
Meanwhile, the race is now underway between these two players. Jan, can we get a timestamp? Thank you very much, Jan.
Right, so right off the bat, our racers have found the Take Any roads and are exploring them. Kind of about a so-so. It gets them up to the graveyard area early, which is nice, but other than that, I don't think it does too much for them.
Both players are in the same vicinity right now.
And with a restart, up A from Dr. Jason Kimball, this is where things are going to diverge a little bit. Or maybe not, as Error is also deciding it's not worth it to poke around in that area.
Both attempting to do screen scrolls in the same area. Error able to do it a little bit quicker and finds a secret first one of the match. It's a 29, so just one less than the average 30 that you'd find in a vanilla Zelda 1. Both of them find yet another secret. This is the small secret, and it's worth one above the 10 tiny secret that you normally find in vanilla Zelda. So both of them have 40 rupees and are heading in the same direction.
Both finding a dungeon. Taking a look, it seems like it's level 2.
Yep, it's all time to play our favorite game show of Hyrule. Name that level. Level 2, you say?
Level 2, I am 99.9% sure at this point.
Yes, indeed. We're marking it on the map, so this is level 2. But looks like they're key blocked.
Not necessarily. It's just without a weapon, it may not be the best to, explore dungeons quite yet. Dr. Jason Kimball's, taking his chances, seeing what he can find.
Yep, and Error is going to go away from level 2. Looks like he wants to find a weapon or something else first, but Kimball is going to continue to explore it as best as he can for what he's got, but I think he may be out.
Ooh, and he up A's before that old man gets a chance to talk, which is really kind of risky, because it could have had the hint to what section of the map level 3 is in.
Absolutely, and we see that Error72 has found the location of the wooden sword, so he has a leg up on the weapons department, and it's behind vanilla level 1. Guess there's only one way to find out when Error makes his way back to level 2. If he discovers that room, we'll find out what that hint or community hint ended up being. And now we see that Kimball's heading to vanilla level 3 and finding a shop. Meets at a reasonably price here, 53 rupees.
So Error seems like he's making his way over to the eastern Armoses. Gonna try to find that Armos item. Makes quick work of a blue enemy, getting bomb drop on the first count of the global kill counter.
Ooh, instead it is a staircase, but it leads to the white sword, so very interesting. So he knows where white sword is. Zelda 1 Randomizer, you'll need anywhere from 4 to 6 hearts in order to pick up that white sword, so I'm sure he'll come back to that later on.
Yep, Yep, and right here, it looks like he's also getting the hint for where to find the magical sword, so swords abound for Error.
Yeah, he now knows the location of all 3 swords, whereas Dr. Kimball has not found any of the swords yet.
Wow, Error getting really lucky, dodging some Lionel beams. Kimball has found a dungeon in the grave. Go ahead, name that dungeon, LOZ.
Let's see. 4! It's got to be 4 now because I see the hint. Dig Dogger gazes in the forest. That means this is definitely level 4 because that hint is for level 5, and we wouldn't see that hint unless this was level 4. Final answer.
Good job. That would be the correct answer, and it is a Wizrobe dungeon, and it looks like we are weapon blocked out of this. You need bombs to continue going north. So.
That is no fun, and as I always say, whenever there's Wizrobes, there's pancakes. So, yep, he's going to have to find a weapon before he can go for that level.
See, looking back, Error has decided to buy the bait.
Dr. Kimball goes to vanilla level 6, but that is going to be a penalty, a door repair charge, and he just stops an A's to avoid paying the penalty.
Error, on the other hand, has went ahead, bombed in the northeast, and found a dungeon. I am gonna call this either 6 or 7. I'm gonna say 6 for the time being.
Well, if it's level 7, this is pretty much the worst case scenario because we've got more Wizrobes and pancakes. Mine's a heart container.
Heart. Dr. Jason Kimball, on the other hand, is just not having very much luck with this overworld. However, he is headed up towards the level 1 area, so he might be getting a sword here soon if these Lionels ever let him through.
The Lionels seem to be the worst of his problems. It's the P-hats that are impeding his progress. But now he is heading towards vanilla level 1, and he's going to find the good news that the sword is there. Oh, and look at this.
Yep, Error getting a sword upgrade himself. 4 hearts being the magic number for the white sword.
Good deal. So that means all Mr. Kimball has to do is find 1 heart container, and he would be eligible to pick up that white sword. But of course, he does not know where white sword is. So a nice little head start Error has at the moment.
And yet another level found for Error, this time in the Heart Rock or Monocle Rock, whichever you prefer calling it.
This could be a level 1.
Based on where that item drop is, I would say level 1 is the correct number.
Yep, and we've got a Gorilla-laden level 1 this time around.
Yeah, so with the white sword, Error should make quick work of this. Hopefully getting him, a lucky 2 items. We will see what level 1 has in store for us today.
And there we go. For any doubters, they do have level 1's map. Perfect. So, looking behind those armor statues, there's a ladder. Oh, but before he can get to the ladder, he's bodied.
Error coming across the staircase room in level 1. Gonna do his best to clip in past those gorillas. He finds himself the silver arrows.
Man, silver in 1, can you believe this? So halfway home is Error already. That is a nice item to find in level 1. But our last seed, the silver arrows are in level 2. So far, generous seeds in terms of the item locations.
Yet another death now for Jason Kimball on the overworld. He is just not having any luck with these enemies. They are out for blood.
And these deaths are very untimely deaths because any death you take is going to cost you time. It sends you back to starting. If you were somewhere a long ways away from the overworld, that really hurts you. Triforce. Now, Error looking for that second item, and this one will be on the ground. It's possible that it's a drop, or it might just be there all by itself. Well, speaking of all by itself, there's the Triforce all by itself.
Yep. Error choosing to bypass it for right now in lieu of looking for this other item. Dr. Jason Kimball making his way back into Dungeon 2 now that he's weaponized.
And there's a hint for Error, but this is old news. The Dongo dwelling by a lake. I think they both know where level 2 is. Finds the heart container.
Dr. Jason Kimball finding an early Triforce in level 2, but chooses to bypass it for now. He wants to know what the item is here as well.
Error picks up the Triforce in level 1 because there was no way around it. He's going to go back into level 1 trying to find that second item.
Dr. Jason Kimball, I believe, getting his first set of bombs of the game from a Stealthos hiding there in level 2. Perfect timing, too, because he needs bombs to continue exploring in this dungeon.
Yeah, and right on cue, he bombs his way up, only to find Troll Handler. Nice shot at the end, though, to get 4 bombs back and to continue to excavate. Wow. Error exits level 1. Did he end up finding the second item?
If he did, I personally missed it because I was watching Dr. Jason at the time. He must have found it, and chat is saying it was the bow.
Wow.
Bow and silver's in level 1.
Boy, what are the odds of that? Everything you need to defeat Ganon in just one dungeon. Incredible. Yeah, the bow must have been right on the ground, and I missed it because it was camouflage or something, or whatever. But anyways, that is a key item to have. Both of them.
So, Error is going to continue making short work of the overworld, looking for those dungeons he has left.
Finds a bonus cave and picks up a heart container. That'll give him 6. And we have Dr. Kimball continue to explore level 2 in search of the item. Yes, indeed, Lisa. The bow and the silver arrows both in one. RNG, please. And now going to vanilla level 2 is Error. Finds a secret worth 29.
And there is the item for Dr. Jason Kimball in level 2. It is the ladder.
Ooh, what a huge item to have there for Dr. Jason Kimball. Now he's going to go back and pick up that Triforce. So he's got the Triforce in level 2, plus the ladder in his credit. So he'll move on to the next one.
Meanwhile, Error finding another dungeon, single block room in this room layout, confirms this is level 5.
Yes, indeed. That's one thing, if you're a racer here of the Zelda randomizers, knowing the layouts of each of these levels, knowing which rooms have the staircases, knowing which rooms can have an item drop, that way you know which rooms you need to go ahead and take out all the enemies, or some you can just go right around them. And that is very important if you want to save time.
Error able to make short work of the Pole's voice because of that level 1 whammy he got. Well, whammy is probably the wrong term to use, because whammy indicates something bad, but...
Well, you might call it the Joker, perhaps. Sometimes they call a wild card a Joker, something powerful to have. So yeah, for sure, he's got the power. One shot at shooting those Pole's voices, because they would take 10 hits with a wooden sword, or 5 hits in this case with the white sword. So yeah, he's definitely has the advantage for Pole's voices.
For Pole's voice, yes. Overall, I might say Dr. Jason might have just a slightly better thing, though, because he's going to go through one eventually, and he's going to get both items out of there. But having the ladder early on, man, that's such a good feeling to have, because you can just get ladder blocked out of so many dungeons. It's going to give him access to whatever's on the coast.
Look at this hint that Error just got step over the water to pick up the recorder, and if this seed is recorder blocked, then yeah, having the ladder is huge.
Speaking of, Error walking up and seeing a dig dogger right there.
Very interesting. And now we see that Mr. Kimball here has found the compass to this level here.
See, I missed where this was, but I'm saying it's going to be level 3.
Indeed it is level 3, yes indeed.
Making short work of those dark nuts with the bombs. 3 is a small enough dungeon that I would say, you know, almost no matter what the circumstances, go looking for the item. So, as we see, even though he has the compass, he's not heading straight for the Triforce.
You know, it's funny, he's in the triple bar room in level 5, and one of the commentators yesterday was comparing it to a Las Vegas slot machine because that triple bar room had blue darknets, and one of them was saying, well, they kept, instead of triple bar, triple bar, triple bar.
Goodness.
Look at this. Yes, indeed, Dr. Kimball has found the red ring. Very, very useful. That is going to lower his damage taken down to 1/4. Heart container for Error.
In between both players here now, we have found the red ring, the ladder, the bow, the silver arrows. Man, if this game, knock on wood, you know, keeps up at this rate, we may have a very short race here.
And we potentially might have our first sub-hour. By the way, K-Mac, if you hadn't seen Taco, has turned in the fastest randomizer time in this tournament so far. He had a 61:30.
I did not watch that race. I'm going to have to catch it on a VOD, but I did see that. An incredible time.
Yep, and we see that Dr. Kimball has picked up his second Triforce, so now both of these players have 2 Triforce pieces.
As Error is making his way over to the coast, he finds another free heart. We will get a glimpse of what our coast item is.
Survey says it's Lord Banana. That is bad news for TGE. I doubt either one of these pick it up.
Speed is the name of the game, and
That's
unfortunately,
right.
It's just not worth it.
No, not at all. Bad location for Lord Banana. Anyways, Mr. Kimball has found a cave where we have discovered bombs are above the average price. It's 28 rupees for a set of 4. So, oh, and look at this. The large secret is very small on this seed. Only 69 rupees. Error has found another dungeon.
Okay, and just based on what we know, I'd say this is 7 or 8. Map will confirm it is 8.
Yep, indeed. That was very quick work, so not much suspense for the players or our viewers.
So another potential 2 items for Error here. However, 8 can be ladder blocked. It does have that horizontal river room plus a Chevy room.
And look what we have. Another manhandler. Oh, but does not get the crit there. Nice second shot, though, and gets a key. Medium secret picked up there by Dr. Kimball. He's got 187 rupees, but now he's got the red ring. The blue ring is out of play for him, but it's nice to have a lot of money in case you wanted to buy a potion or something else.
Potion, and he's not aware yet of how easily accessible the silver arrows are, so he may buy arrows should he find them. A lot of runners buy arrows early.
Error makes quick work of those Maldorms here and gets a full complement of bombs here. He's got 6 of those. But Dr. Kimball's not buying anything for the time being. Missing the shots on this manhandler, he's giving him nothing, but there is the crit, and look what's behind it.
It's a Triforce, but Error's gonna bypass it again. 2 items in this dungeon, and because it was a manhandler there in that room, since he's left the room, that manhandler will never respawn. So when he wants to go back for the Triforce, he can just go in and pick it up.
And just like clockwork, right to the left of the Triforce room is the compass the game knows. Nice shot there from Error, picking up his 9th heart in the process, and finds a staircase. Will it be an item, or will it be a troll staircase that just leads him to another part of the level? What do we have here? It's the power bracelet.
Power bracelet. It's not one of the best items in the game, but it's definitely one that I'd say if you find it, always pick it up. Especially with some of the seeds that we've been seeing in this randomizer. It seems like the majority of them have been blocked by not 1, but at least 2 different items, be it a combination of the power bracelet, the raft, the bow, or even the recorder.
In fact, our last seed, level 9, was power bracelet required. So yes, very important item to have. Again, not the best item to have, but yeah, definitely one that might be very important. Another troll handler for Error72. This one's getting him some problems. Trying the arrows finally makes work of him, but he's down to 2.5 hearts.
Dr. Jason Kimball making his way over to the coast, picking up the heart container that was in that cave there, making a quick wave at Lord Banana, and then deciding, nope, I don't want that. And so he didn't pick up the heart container.
Ooh, wow, very intriguing that he would miss a heart container.
Is it possible he's leaving it there as insurance in case he doesn't find the letter? That is something that some runners that, are determined to take a potion into 9 will do. They will leave one of the heart containers alone until they find the letter, just to make sure that they are always going to have a potion available to them before going into 9.
Very interesting strategy there. Error is down to 1 heart, though, and he has not found... He has found one of the items. He's looking for the 2nd item now. Hey, he doesn't have a candle. It makes you wonder why he wouldn't have picked up the candle. Now that he's got the money to buy a candle, I wonder if he's holding out for the red candle. Error is now in the Gliok room, and there's a Goma in the Gliok room, so somebody has been dethroned.
Right. Dr. Jason Kimball, making his way into level 5, finds a quick Triforce and just kind of, steps out of there. He doesn't want to take a look for the item.
Oh, and look at this. The Armos item was the book, and Dr. Kimball has picked it up. Lizzie's a happy camper.
Yeah, and it wasn't even an accidental pickup. He saw it, specifically went back over to pick it up.
I mean, when it's right there in front of you, might as well take it, because if you get that one, that will give you some extra firepower. Now the 64,000 rupee question is, will Error72 follow suit?
It's possible. Seems like he is leaving level 8 without the 2nd item. I cannot say 100% sure, but it is possible that, again, like I mentioned, there was a Chevy room in there. He might be ladder blocked from the upper section of the dungeon.
Oh, very true indeed. Yeah, he has left level, and I'm guessing you're right that he was ladder blocked from getting that second item. Now, considering his circumstances, the only thing he obviously the ladder can't be there because the ladder can't be ladder blocked itself. So he's got to believe that he should be all right if he gets everything else. I wouldn't think he's going to go back to level 8. What do you think?
I would say he's not going to go back into level 8 unless he's forced to, which I do not think he will be forced to.
A pretty good chance that he's probably got everything he needs from level 8. As Dr. Kimball's heading for vanilla money-making game at the eastern end of Hyrule, and there is a shop here. Nothing here for him. He'll go back. Finds the location of the blue ring and a candle for 47 rupees. He'll go ahead and purchase the candle. Blue ring, of course, not an issue for Dr. Kimball this time around. It could be a factor for Mr. Error72, but of course we know that one of the items is the red ring and it's easily accessible, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, easily accessible in the sense that, you know, it's level 3, the item room is easy to find. However, level 3 is all the way up by Spectacle Rock.
Oh, speaking of levels,
there's level 9.
So, level 9 in a very easily accessible area, and that could help him out, because level 9 could have been a factor in our last race, as our winner, Javeth, didn't know where it was immediately and had to full clear Hyrule to find it. But yeah, and now the white sword has been picked up by Dr. Kimball, so both of them are tied in the weapons department. Double your power.
Yeah,
so
and again, luckily, you know, it was a white sword that he could pick up with 4 hearts. He had 5, but just gotta wonder, if that white sword had been a 6-heart pickup, Dr. Jason might have been kicking himself for leaving that heart behind earlier.
Totally agree there. Totally agree there. That's why I said it was a very interesting strategy that he didn't pick up the heart container at that time. Instead, he bombs up and finds the hint of where he needs to go for mags.
Error has worked his way back into level 2, so he should be finding the ladder here shortly, because again, 2 is a very simple dungeon, especially with the Gorilla enemies set. You know, there's no reason why you should leave here without the item. And sure enough, there's the ladder pickup for Error.
Yep, and right on cue, he picks up the Triforce, so now he has his 4th Triforce piece and the all-important ladder to go with it. Boy, Dr. Kimball's in a lot of hurt here. Of course, thankfully he's got the red wing, so this will make the Wizrobe room a little bit more easy, but with bubbles in there, it still makes it a pain.
Good old money boss in that Gleeok room. Unfortunately, because this is level 6, this is the only Gleeok room in the game that does not have a drop in it.
Yep, so unfortunate break there. Speaking of Gleeoks, there's a 3-headed Gleeok right here. I'm doing the old Elmer Fudd imitation, saying it's the Wed Wing. Speaking of which, it's a Triforce pickup for Dr. Kimball, so he's got 4 as well.
Let's see, he's been going through a few dungeons. He hasn't gotten the item out of 5. He chooses to leave without the item for 6. You know, he still, you know, needs the bow and potentially might need, you know, power bracelet, raft, any other of those important items. You gotta think, at what point is he gonna start, just stop grabbing the Triforce and running?
Yeah, and Dr. Kimball is almost maxed out in his rupees. He's got 232 rupees to his name and finds the level here.
Yeah, which we know is level 1.
Indeed, so he'll be happy to find the items that are in here.
Yeah, and again, like I was in level 2, level 1 is such a simple dungeon, especially with the Guerrilla sets. There is no excuse, unless you don't have a sword or, bombs or something, but there is almost no reason why you should leave this dungeon without both of the items.
Error making his way towards the coast to the normal take any road path, but there is a potion shop there. He's just going to up an A. Now, Dr. Kimball just about ready to find the good news behind that staircase, because that is where the silver is, after he gets a nice move there to get by those gorillas.
Yes, and he is very happy about that find.
He's going to be even more happier when he finds that the bow is consumed by some stealth foes, and once he defeats those, then he'll be all set to be taking on Ganon when level 9 arrives.
So Dr. Jason Kimball is out of bombs. Fortunately for him, there's nothing in that wing of the dungeon that is horribly important, just a key. But I do not recall if there was anything else that was bomb blocked. He should be able to get to the bow still.
Yeah, because if I recall correctly, it's in the upper left section where he's almost in right now.
I think it's in the mid-left section. Because he'll go up here, and I think it's another key, because remember, Air had to pick up that Triforce because he wasn't able to ladder across the rivers.
Oh, that's right, the heart container was in that room. That's right, because he had to go back and he had to pick up the Triforce because he was ladder blocked, so he had no choice. He was forced to pick that up.
Speaking of Air, he has found himself inside of a dungeon. It is a Wizrobe dungeon.
And on cue, we see the pancakes to go with them. Now Dr. Kimball has made his way toward the bow room. All he has to do is take out the Stelphos, pick up the Triforce, and it's mission accomplished for level 1. So that'll give Dr. Kimball 5 Triforce pieces, and he's got all the important items as well. But he does not, of course, have the power bracelet yet.
Thinking of important items, the recorder, it's like, I believe this is dungeon 4 that Error went back into. So he has gotten the recorder out of there and just needs to find the Triforce now.
Very useful item to pick up because it is good for transportation to warp all across Hyrule. Meanwhile, we've discovered a hot pink level for Dr. Kimball. And it looks like that this is going to be level 7. This is the last one we haven't discovered yet. So 7's in vanilla 5 this time.
So Dr. Kimball has not found all of the levels yet. I believe he's still missing 8 and 9. So he is not aware that he doesn't need any, fancy items to find dungeons on the overworld. There's no power bracelet spot, no raft spot. So you have to think, even though he has the red ring, bow and silver arrows, and the ladder, is he going to spend time in 7 potentially looking for one of those important items?
Yeah, that's true indeed. Of course, based on all the seeds we've seen, it kind of makes you wonder if he has seen any of the races, what kind of seeds have been popping up lately. Obviously, everything is completely random between seed after seed. The seeds have no memory itself. It's kind of like when you pull on a slot machine. You can hit a jackpot 2 times in a row and not see the jackpot again for a million pulls. And boy, not what you want to see from a level 7 is the Wizrobe set.
But he did find himself a staircase all the way at the edge of the chin. Is this going to be stairs or an item? It's the item. It's the red candle.
And Dr. Kimball is opting not to take the red candle. He doesn't look like he needs it, considering the information he's already discovered.
And he's already got a blue candle, so not worth the time to go pick up the red one.
No, not this late in the race. I agree. It's one of those items where it's nice to have if you have it early on, but the later it gets into a race, the less value it's got. So now at this point, Dr. Kimball is going to be looking for the location of the Triforce, but given that it's level 7, it's 33 rooms of pure chaos, especially with Wizrobes and pancakes abound. Meanwhile, he finds a little nice 10 rupee boss room, so that'll be nice. Leaves one of the rupees behind because he's maxed out on rupees.
Meanwhile, on the other side of your screen, Error is working on clearing out Death Mountain because I believe he still needs to find levels 3 and 7. I think he's found 6, but had opted to leave it earlier due to insufficient weaponry.
This is very interesting. Is that a drop room where that Dig Dogger is?
Absolutely it is. That's normally Aqua Mentis's room where you would get the heart container in level 7.
Wait, keep that in mind, but
oh,
now a
never
moot
mind.
Point. Yep. We found the Triforce in the desert room. I was just about to mention that there's always that chance that that level could be recorder blocked from the Triforce, but it is now a moot point. Dr. Kimball's found it.
Error getting a lucky bomb drop there as he continues to clean out Death Mountain.
Dr. Kimball's going to purchase some hints, but the first one ends up being a troll community hint. He's going to go again, go for the second one.
Oh, with this much money, not having to...
And the clue says sail not to save the princess, which means the raft is definitely not required for this seed. And the third one was also a troll community hint. So he had the money. He doesn't have to worry about buying rings or anything like that. So I guess in this case, it was money well spent. Probably not the hints he wanted to get, but he's got the money, so no worries there.
Again, since he's still looking for some dungeons, just the slight comfort of knowing he may not have to go back into 7 for an item is always nice.
Oh, totally. I completely agree with you there.
And now that Error has maxed himself out in money, he is heading to where level 3 is.
And he's going to be in for a nice surprise when he finds the item in this one.
Do you think he will go for it? Because, again, he's got pretty much everything he could possibly need.
I think it depends on what his confidence is in level 9, because you don't want to go into there with no ring and knowing that you're going to lose 4 hearts for any high roll driver or any bodying of an orange Wizroom, so we'll see.
Possibly. I mean, he doesn't know it's the red ring, and he's got enough money that he could go buy a blue ring should he feel the need.
That is true.
Now, it's with the Triforce, you know, he's got the compass, so he knows exactly where the Triforce is.
And meanwhile, Dr. Kimball's also discovered the location of level 9, so that'll help him tremendously.
Oh, Error getting trapped in the wrong end of the shoot room with a bunch of Gyptos. Fortunately for him, he's got full hearts and can sword beam them.
Or he can also use arrows as well. He was using his sword beam and he's thinking, this is taking too long. He's going for the arrow strategy. Finds a key but can't pick it up from that position. And now we see that Dr. Kimball has found the location of the magical sword, but with only 7 hearts, definitely not enough. An 8th heart container for Dr. Kimball, the Triforce for Error72. He doesn't look like he's going to go back into level 3, so looks like you're right. He may opt for blue ring instead.
Seems like he's definitely checking something on his map or notes. Pulls his recorder out, but isn't using it. Oh, no, there he goes.
Yep, now he's going to go ahead and use it. So yeah, Error will pass up the opportunity of the red ring, and we'll see if he can find a blue ring. He's definitely got the money to purchase it.
Yep, he's gonna make his way back to level 6. He knows where that is and needs the Triforce out of it.
And now Dr. Kimball is making his way towards level 8. Considering the items he has, I gotta believe that if he finds the Triforce, he's gonna make out a dodge, perhaps. Misses on the shot there with that troll handle. Gets only 3/4 of it there, but finishes it off with the 3rd shot and picks up an extra key. He's already got a whopping 10 keys, but only 2 bombs.
So as Kimball is going through level 8, Error is making his way through level 6. He did choose to go buy that blue ring.
Yep, so that'll help him out. That'll decrease his damage by 1/2. So even though he didn't pick up the red ring in level 3, he'll still be in pretty good shape for Ganon when it comes down to it at level 9.
Yes, and Error is in a amazing skill as far as Legend of Zelda goes and many other NES games, so I don't think he'll have a problem only having a blue ring going through level 9. Finds his Triforce, and now he just needs to find level 7.
Dr. Kimball takes care of that. Goma picks up yet another key, now has 11 keys, and Error has found the letter. He's going to pick it up, so he may be thinking potion, perhaps. Yes, Dr. Kimball has no bombs left.
Error clipping over to vanilla level 5, so he has found his final dungeon.
Yeah, it's looking like at this point that Error is clearly in the lead right now in this seed, and it's going to take a very trolly level 9, like the level 9 we saw in the last seed, for Dr. Kimball to have any chance of a comeback.
Yeah, because I'm not remembering off the top of my head if Dr. Kimball has found level 4 or not. I don't think he has, or was it one that he was bomb blocked out of?
Dr. Kimball has found one of the items in level 8, and it is the raft, and he declines it, knowing that the raft is not required to complete the seed. Error has found the candle in level 7, and he opts to pick it up. We're getting indication that Dr. Kimball does know the location of level 4. If that's the case, he should have no trouble making his way there, and he also knows the location of level 9. So, again, this is going to take a trolley level 9, in my opinion, because right now Error has a pretty decent lead at this point. As you've heard me say before,
I don't know, as we will see. Dr. Jason Kimball only has to go through level 4 now, which is a relatively small dungeon compared to 7. And Error still has to keep going through 7 with his looking for the Triforce with no compass in sight. So
very key right there. So yeah, picking up the Triforce there, he's going to make his way towards level 4, and he could gain some ground here. But it's the way this is going to come to level 9 yet again. But as I was mentioning before that Triforce pickup, level 9 is definitely the great equalizer. No lead is safe when you go into level 9, especially if you have a trolley Zelda find like we saw in that last race. So it's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, this can be trolley from whole different combinations, because anyone watching that last race saw it was a forced path directly into Ganon. You had to go left from the old man room, and then you could only go up into Ganon's room. So even then, because of just really trolley, directions to Zelda, it can take, upwards of half an hour or more to get through level 9.
Now Dr. Kimball making his way into level 4 right now, looking for the Triforce piece. Error's going to pick up all but 1 rupee, just like Dr. Kimball did when he found the 10 rupee room on reverse C. Crystal Saber has a point that level 7 could conceivably be the second great equalizer, as I like to call it, 33 rooms of pure torture or chaos or whatever word you want to think of. Mayhem, any of those. So yes, indeed. One thing that could be a factor in Dr. Kimball's quest is health, but again, he has the red ring, so that'll be less of a factor in terms of taking hits, but he still, think about it, only has 8 hearts.
I think he's sitting better than Error, because like he said, he's got the red ring, which gives him twice the amount of health compared to Error's blue ring. And now with that pickup is only 2 hearts shy of what Error has.
True, because if you look at it from another angle, you could say that Error only has 5.5 hearts compared to Dr. Kimball's 9. Dr. Kimball making quick work of this 3-headed Gleeok, but not before getting headed a couple of times. Picks up another key.
Looks like Dr. Kimball's getting trolled just a little bit, just about having to full clear level 4. Picks up his Triforce, and Error very shortly will be picking up his for level 7.
And look at this. They both pick up their final Triforces simultaneously. We've got ourselves a race.
See, now we're gonna take a look. Since I believe Dr. Kimball did not find the letter, sure enough, he is going to world wrap, and I bet you anything, he is going to go down and pick up the potion out of that cave.
And you know what? He's going to have no choice but to pick up Lord Banana. Can you believe this? I said that there was going to be no chance of it being picked up. It just goes to show you never know what's going to happen in a Zelda 1 randomizer race.
Yep, and he gets the heart instead of the potion.
Yeah, I don't like that move at all, Taco. I would have went for the potion, knowing that you don't have the letter, and you never know what kind of shenanigans are going to be found in level 9. So yeah, I question that move too.
Do you think he's going to try to make a play for the magical sword? Because he's kind of going the opposite way away from 9. You think he would have gone...
Well, he knows the location of Mags. Error72 didn't have that luxury. I mean, he knew the vicinity of it, but I don't think he ever went to Mags. So he's going to head for Mags right now. See if he can pick it up. Only a 20% chance. Will it pay off for him? Yes, it will! He gets it!
It does! Wow, what a gamble. I would not have done that. I would have said 20% chance, not worth it at all.
Very unorthodox play. He took some risks there, and it's paid off. But however, Error does have the advantage of being in level 9 first. So now it's all going to come down to, will Dr. Kimball make the lucky turns? So, now neither of them, by the way, go ahead.
I was just saying, he might be in there first, but it's only by that. Oh my goodness, the compass!
And look where Zelda is, right to the north, but he can't bomb there, can he?
No, you cannot bomb into Zelda's room. You have to go through a shutter door that only opens after you've killed Ganon. I was gonna say, being in 9 first does not necessarily make a difference, especially when Dr. Jason has the defense and the offensive one-up.
Yeah, the only if there's anything at all that he has a knock on is just he has no potion. So if he gets into trouble with either Ganon or some Wizrobes or whatever, he could take a lot of deaths here, and that could cost him a lot of time. And time is of the essence right now. He doesn't know it, but we know it. This is a race.
Yep. And I believe this is the compass room that Dr. Jason is in right now. Will he take the time to try and kill these Wizrobes?
It's looking like it. And he's going to get the compass. He'll know also the location of Zelda. So both of these players know where Zelda is. Now they just got to find Ganon and the path to Zelda.
Yep. Again, it is anyone's game at this point.
Could this be shaping up to be another Trolley 9? We will find out in a matter of minutes. So what these two players will be looking for, obviously they want to try and find Ganon, but what they'll also be looking for is they'll be looking for a door with a shutter. And if the shutter does not open after clearing all the enemies in a room, they'll know that that's where Zelda is. But obviously they know the location of Zelda.
Yeah, since they have the location, ideally the strategy would be here is try to find the way to Zelda so you know how to get to her room and hope you hear Ganon along the way.
Right.
And then, if you don't hear Ganon, hunt for him.
Yeah, I'm sorry I said that spiel again. I'm used to what happened in the last seed because one of these players didn't have the compass. Hey, look, it's Zelda's room again, but this time no Zelda because she's way up in the northeast corner.
So yeah, I definitely agree with Dr. Jason's plan here. Like I says, trying to find the way to Zelda because you're going to have to do that no matter what. And if you get lucky and find Ganon on the way, it's a bonus.
Well, he is very close to where Zelda is, but opts not to go down to confirm it. What if you're going down that way to confirm that that's where the Zelda room is first before continuing to explore level 9?
Personally, yes, I would have, especially if, Ganon was one room south of that, which In this case, it wouldn't have been, because he's been in a room adjacent to that, and he would have heard Ganon roar earlier, but... Yeah,
guess what? Dr. Kimball has found Ganon. He could be a winner here. Now, he's only got a heart and a half, so he's got to be careful. He has no potion. He just got Hyrule Driver!
Oh, no! However, even with that death, he knows where Ganon is and how to get to Ganon. That still gives him the advantage over Error.
Yep, and also, he only needs to hit Ganon 4 times with the sword. Just got very unlucky there. He could still pull a sub-hour seed, and if he does, this will be the fastest seed of the tournament so far. Oh, and Error72 takes a death himself, getting zapped by the Wizrobes.
Yeah, and he was heading towards the right area of the map. Will he let this deter him, though, and decide, okay, I died, I'm going to try something new now, or is he going to continue back up to that area?
Now, I know that, I don't believe either player has a potion. Neither player has a potion.
Yeah, we saw Error pick up the letter, but I don't think he ever actually bought a potion.
Yeah, he never discovered any potion shops on his way towards finishing off the seed, so looks like that Dr. Kimball's going to try again.
Yep, he can bomb into Ganon's room from the bottom.
Yeah, and this is not really the best of rooms to do stun lock with these 2 rivers in the way. There's 1 hit. There's a 2nd hit. There's a 3rd, and he needs 1 more hit, and he gets him!
Gets it.
And that... Woo! Quick work of Ganon. Still has a heart and a half left. He's going to make his way towards Zelda. If he can get to Zelda without getting trolled by Wizrobes or any of these enemies, he is going to be a winner in this race. Quite a big upset, too.
Yep, we'll see if, he can actually get there.
Because remember, he didn't check to be absolutely certain that Zelda would be there. He's now checking right now. Is there a Shudder to the East? You bet your booties there is.
And we have our first sub-hour of the tournament. Official time, 57 minutes and 6 seconds.
Wow, an incredible race between the both of them. Our first sub-hour victory. Dr. Jason Kimball is your winner. Wow, congratulations. Great time for him. He is going to move on to the 3rd round of the winner's bracket, and you may be facing him in the next round, Taco.
It is possible. I have my round 2 match later this week, and if I am fortunate enough to win that race, Dr. Jason Kimball would be the next opponent.
Now, if what I saw in chat is correct, looks like Error would then have to play against Skybills, and I don't think Skybills can't be too happy about the fact that she's got to play against Error.
Probably not.
Meanwhile, Error makes quick work of Ganon with the 8 hits and also has a heart and a half left, so now he's going to make his way towards Zelda.
Yeah, it's Error getting that stun lock. He's got the compass. He should have no problem getting down to her.
Now, there's one thing. Uh-oh, he's down to half a heart. If he takes damage there, and remember, there was some likes and some other shenanigans. Oh, no!
Oh, dear.
Oh, the orange Landmola got him. Ooh, too bad. So he could have finished the seed in under an hour, but that may have just went out the window.
Right, speaking of under an hour, Dr. Jason Kimball, congratulations. That is the fastest time so far in this tournament. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I made a lot of risky but good decisions that paid off.
Yeah, that big decision you make to go ahead and try for mags before entering level 9, boy, did that pay dividends for you, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thinking of that, getting that 10th heart, what was the strategy behind leaving that cave in the first place, not picking the heart up to begin with?
Well, the strategy was, I hadn't found a shop with the blue candle yet, so I almost instinctively took the blue candle, but then there were a lot of open caves nearby, plus like the bombables in the northeast, so I decided to just wait and see if I could get lucky and find a shop. And I did, and I just didn't have time to come back to it until the very end. And I was at 9, so I decided, well, I'll world wrap, I'll pick up the banana, and I'll try the sword.
Error, meanwhile, finds his way towards Zelda. He's going to pick up from up. It's going to be close. Will it be an hour? Oh, 60 minutes and 1 second! So just missing the sub-hour is Error, and that is going to be the fastest non-winning time of the tournament so far. In fact, that's the second fastest time.
Yeah, it's amazing time. Even though, he didn't come out with the win, he should be very happy with how he played. That was an amazing seed.
Yep, a very generous seed. This was the best seed we've seen in the tournament so far. So yeah, way to go. Congratulations, Dr. Kimball's pulling off the upset here. So you will be going on to the 3rd round of the winner's bracket, and my partner may be your next opponent.
Yes, it's I have my next match later this week against Lobsang 2, and you will have the honor of taking on either myself or him, depending on who wins that race.
Well, good luck in your match.
Thank you.
And from playing many games against you and many team games with you, I'm looking forward to the possibility of competing against you again.
Yes, I hope it is to be true, because again, I would like to win for my own selfish reasons, but yes, you are always a pleasure to play against. So let's talk about the seed a little bit. Your first items that you found were the ladder and then the red ring. How were you feeling about that when you started this seed off?
Good. I mean, I think the ladder was in 2, so that's fine. But the red ring, I thought was a really fortunate pickup, because I didn't feel like it was a level that my opponent might have gotten through early, and I also feel like it was in a... I'm trying to remember. Boy, there's so much going through your head. I feel like it was in a, maybe not the most... Yeah, I was lucky getting it early, basically, was how I felt, and I didn't think my opponent might get it as early in his path.
Yeah, you would be correct. Level 3 was one of the last dungeons that Error completed, and since the compass was so early in the dungeon, he decided to bypass the item altogether, never found that red ring.
Yeah, it was also, if I remember correctly, it was in a locked room. No, you just had to go north. Yeah. Wasn't a hard spot, but yeah. That's unfortunate that he didn't pick it up. It might have saved him his death in 9.
Yeah, it ended up costing him a sub-hour. He missed it by a second. My goodness gracious. But yeah, congratulations. A well-played race for you. Both of you played a well-played race. It just came down to level 9. You were just a little bit luckier than Error was. So congratulations again. You'll be moving on to the next round. We will see you again. Taka, you got any other questions?
Yeah, we asked Dr. Jason how he felt with his first 2 items. I want to ask Error's opinion on that. His first items that he found were both the silver arrows and the bow. How comfortable were you, happy were you when you found those right off the bat to begin with?
Kind of a mixed bag, actually, because I do really well against... I feel like I do better in seeds of Petroleum. And so, finding bow and silver arrow in level 1 made it to where it came down to level 9, because there was, finding all of the essential items was pretty easy, so it was just finding Triforces at that point. So
yeah, this seed was a complete 180 compared to the last race that we witnessed between Prez J. Pol and J-Vet. It took him almost 2 hours to complete because level 9 was just the trolliest. It was a trolley seed all the way around. So you live for those kind of seeds, it sounds like.
Well, not necessarily live for it, but I feel like I have a stronger chance to win a lot more races if the trollier the seed is, because I feel like I'm a fairly strong Zelda player. no offense, but I feel like I'm one of the strongest Zelda players in the tournament. So I feel like that the trollier the seed, the better chance I have against. I feel like other players may struggle where I may succeed. So
both of you had a really good race. These are the 2 fastest times that have been turned in so far during the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. It just so happens that your opponent was a little bit luckier.
I agree with what you're saying, though, Error. The top Zelda any percent speedrunners do have a significant advantage when the randomizer is longer and more challenging and more grueling, because their combat skills and all that really do come into effect more in those seeds.
And I don't know where I was in 9. I don't know if I entered 9 before you did. It wasn't the great 9. I mean, it was about a little bit over a 10-minute 9, and it could have been a lot faster.
Yeah,
But-
it's Error. You did enter 9, probably about maybe 2 minutes, maybe a little less than, before Dr. Jason Kimball did. You both picked up your final Triforce pieces at the same time. And I think it might have just been having the combination of the red ring and the magical sword, which, again, this seed, only 10 hearts required for that. Just may have gave, Dr. Jason that little bit of the one-up that he was able to traverse 9 a little quicker.
Also, both of you were able to discover the compass very quickly. It was in a very favorable room where all those Wizrobes were, so that was another key to level 9.
I just didn't find Ganon very fast, so...
Yep, that ended up being the key right there. It was Ganon, because, both of you knew how to get to Zelda. It was just finding Ganon again. That's why level 9 is the great equalizer. No lead is safe. Anything can happen there. Both of you did a really good job. Great race between the two of you. It just came down to the luck.
See, I don't even remember if I found the magical sword. I don't know where it was. I may have come across it, just didn't remember.
You found the hint for it, but you never actually found the cave that contained it.
It was behind a bush just to the west of the big desert in Hyrule. It was behind a green bush there, not too far from level 1.
I never got there. I figured that's where it was at, but I decided to not check it because I could just whistle the 2 and then go to 9, because I was up at level 3 at the time. Because 3 was the last dungeon I finished. But I don't think I lost because of the magical sword. I lost because I took a wrong turn level 9.
Yep, that's all it takes. I mean, you did nothing wrong. You just had the misfortune of picking the wrong turn, because obviously both of you are great Zelda players. But but you're not out of the tournament yet. You still have a shot of it. So your next opponent is going to be Skybills, who had a really good race herself today. So it should be a great, interesting one between the two of you.